creating and maintaining a steady tempo or steady beat while we're playing is extremely important. One of the best ways to do that is to actually incorporate the tempo or the body into some regular rhythmic movement that we can then follow with our playing. As cellists, we're a little bit handicapped in that regard, because if you're a violinist, you can actually walk very easily while playing, and you can follow the tempo in your legs and in your feet with what you're playing. As a cellist, we have to sit, and that doesn't work so well. I'm going to give you, toward the end of this, some ways of moving with your body regularly and evenly while playing that I think can help with this. To start with, though, I often like to do some work away from the cello that gets the whole body involved in rhythmic movement. I'm going to play. Abby's going to simply walk beats. Notice how in her walking she doesn't only step the timing of the notes that I'm playing, but she also reflects the character or the articulation or dynamic energy of what I'm playing. Let's go ahead and walk. Another fun thing to do is to, with a ball, like a tennis ball, bounce, catch for the beats. We'll start out together. Often it's easiest to get a whole group of people going if you start with them, and then I'll move to the piano. So, bounce, catch, just keep going. As I play, I will change tempo. Notice what she has to do with the ball when the tempo gets faster or slower. So you notice that when the tempo speeds down, she has to make the ball move much farther to cover that same duration, and when it gets faster, she uses much less space because the ball can only bounce at a certain speed. We can incorporate that into the body. I'll have her walk again. When I change tempo, notice how she changes the size or the speed of her movements to match the new tempo. This becomes really important in becoming sensitive to and being able to create the specific tempo you want for a piece and character, and also being able to make changes like retards or accelerandos or abrupt tempo changes in the piece as may come up. So go ahead and walk again. which uses not just the hands, but the whole arm mechanism and the shoulders. Just like with the ball, how it moves the whole time through the air, we want our body to move through the full duration of the beat or the tempo, so that we actually feel in the motions of our body that full duration and that specific tempo. So go ahead and clap with the music. Another thing we can do is some sort of swinging motion with the arms and the whole upper body that actually takes you from side to side. Try this. So you swing back and forth. This will actually relate very closely to what I will show on the cello. So we're actually having our whole upper body shift the weight between the foot, between the feet, and the arms is going with that. So let's try that. Cello, when we sit down, we can do a very similar motion where we actually sort of rock from side to side, from one side to the other. And this can be a very easy, fluid motion. It shouldn't be jerky from side to side, but should move evenly through. We can also sort of make a little bit of a circle in our hips that can create a little bit of a bouncing feeling that articulates each of those beats. Tapping our feet, that's something that's commonly done for keeping rhythm. The problem with that is it actually creates a fair amount of tension in the back of your legs, move your feet up and down. It's also not very even or regular. If you think about a mechanical clock or some sort of pendulum that always swings back and forth at the same speed, once that's set in motion, it keeps going. When we're on the cello, we're trying to keep a steady tempo. We want something that will keep us going at a regular tempo without really having to consciously think about it all the time, because we're going to be doing other things.